Hi everyone, this is Bimbo Ilori, and today on Bib's Purpose Talk, I'm continuing the series I started titled Drop This Before the New Year, looking at weights that can hinder, militate against the acceleration and achievement of goals in the year. And today's weight is the old operating systems. Yes, the mechanisms that drive your functionality. And when we talk about operating systems, it's both internal and external systems that we need to audit. Even as the new year is approaching, you need to be able to identify what's the new that would be in the new year. What difference do you want to see? The old weights, the old systems, it is a weight if it no longer serves your season. And every operating system silently manages the progress of that system. And when you have a new app, like the latest software, it is not the right thing to do to want to install or run it on an old computer, like a 5-year, a 10-year-old computer. It would not perform. And the same for the operating systems that drive our goals, our life. We need to audit it. We need to find out what is it that does not serve the seasons we're in, and to delete, because that's the right thing to do. And when we talk about the operating systems that drive our life, we want to look at what are the old things that we tend to have in us. For instance, could it be the old habits that you have imbibed? If they no longer are needed, you need to replace them or upgrade them. Is it old achievements? Holding on to what you've known, mental capacity, your discipline, your profession? Or is it old relationships? It is good to keep them, or is that all that you need for the new year? Or could you be leaning into the old pain or disappointment that you had in the times past? There are different kinds of old in our systems that we need to audit. And why this matters? It matters because if those old do not align with the goals for the new, they're going to be an hindrance. The old silently affect the progress of your presence. And you need to be able to ask yourself, given what I've achieved so far and what I want, what is it? What are the resources that brought this about for me? Like you're in A. What were the resources that brought about A? Now you want to go to B. Is B an elevated place? And is this still what achieved or brought about A that I need for B? And so it's a clear-cut decision. You cannot go into the next phase with the old pain, the past pain. There are going to be a great limitation because they would cause you to continually work in fear. Fear maybe of rejection, fear of not being accepted. You would be hesitant. Is it your old achievements? That is courting complacency. Is it old relationships? That is allowing limited perspective. I like this song. It says, make new friends, keep the old, for one is silver and the other gold. For those of us that enjoyed primary school, right? Then, is it your old knowledge, what you know, the things you've achieved, who you are, and all of that? Of course. If that cannot serve your new, you need to upgrade. And so the ways to upgrade is simply to determine to know that you are ready to let go where you need to let go, and you're ready to put in the sacrifice where you need it. You need to get more certification, go for it. Many of us know about that already. There are online courses, there are different things. There are informal trainings, getting involved with somebody that knows better, and all of that. So those things are a given to move to the next level. Like I said, you've audited where you are and where you're going. And most times, if where you're going is an elevated space, then you need to also elevate the resources. If it is the friends that you have before, now they would limit your perspective because you're going to be enjoying that relationship to the extent of the horizon of everyone, the collective. And so you want to open up the cycle. You want to look in and out for those people that are aligned with your values and your vision for the new year, while still keeping and enjoying the old, of course. In this case, you can eat your cake and have it. We're talking about a value cycle, a value chain. So they are all in the same line. Is it your old habits? We already said it. I remember when I needed to upgrade certain things in my life, I had to consult a professional and submit to the rigors and the routines I was given. I needed to be more, up and doing, to put in more sacrifice. And fast forward to today, I'm happy I did that. I'm happy I engaged. I'm happy I broke out of my routine. Time to audit. Look at your internal and external structure and be intentional to change what needs to be changed for the new year so that you can indeed accelerate and attain your goals without wait. Like I said, you don't move faster by pushing harder. No. You move faster by moving lighter. So, shed the weights. And that wraps it on this particular episode of Weights. Drop this before the new year. Looking at the old operating systems that we need to audit. And take an audit of your internal and external. Look at yourself. What do I need to let go and let go? What do I need to bring on board and bring on board? Make sure you are intentional about bringing new into the new year so that there can be alignment. And that's all for today. Till I come your again on Bib's Purpose Talk, and this particular series, Drop This Before the New Year. I remain yours truly, Bimbo Ilori, and don't forget to share the weights.